Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Tuesday, March 3rd, 2 p.m. Mountain Time 2020. The models are in, and they're showing heavy snow through the end of March in the Northeast, the Midwest, and the West. The Sierra drought and the Nevada drought, based on the models, should be coming to an end. But the big news: Nashville tornado leaves several dead as severe weather strikes Tennessee. Keep calm. It's boom time. Death toll jumps to at least 22 was the most recent number I got here. And this headline says 19 after a tornado rips through Nashville and central Tennessee. Besides those confirmed to have died, a number of people are missing. Officials said at least 45 buildings collapsed in Nashville. And let me see what I just did there. Let's bring this over here, and we could see the Tennessee Emergency Management Agency said in a news release that at least 22 people were killed in the storms. In an earlier press briefing, Tennessee Governor Bill Lee told reporters the deaths were centered in 4 different counties, and there are a number of people that are missing, in addition to many that are injured and being transported to hospitals. We do have some pictures coming out from that region. You can see Nashville here in the background and some of the destruction. People are on the streets taking a look and see what happened. Complete apartment complexes destroyed, windows blown in, and just piles of debris here. Cars damaged. Well, could a big storm bring an end to the snow drought in the Northeast? Well, certainly going to bring an end to the snow drought in the Sierras. And there are 2 potentials for systems moving through in the coming weeks that could bring an end to the snow drought in those cities that have not seen snow in February. The SoCal mountains get a fresh coat of snow with this new system. Ski resorts are booming. Now, over 5,500 daily warm temperatures have been tied or set in the U.S. since the new year, which is very bad news because, as we discussed years ago on this channel, the winters become split with an early start and a late finish and a mild center. And what we've seen is an uptick in mild Februaries. Now, this is very bad for fruit growers in the southeast, especially if another cold wave comes and hits, because it's going to destroy those fruits. So we'll keep a close eye on that. February's following a warm pattern since the record cold in 2015. It's true, and it's all part of the breakdown of that jet stream, the breakdown of our normal weather patterns. Winter returns this weekend with lower snow levels and cold temps. This is you, Seattle. So you've been basking in the balminess. That will soon come to an end. And it looks like Tuesday looks mostly dry for the metro in Seattle. Most of the rain will be up north and near the foothills. Wednesday looks mostly dry with some sun breaks. Friday has a cold front swing through that will make it cold. Snow levels drop to 500 feet or so, and it will feel like winter in Seattle. So get your scarves out. It's not over. Big change coming after mild stretch as storm with the potential for snow sweeps through the area. So take a close look at that map, and then we'll get to the models in a second. A burst of lake effect snow can make the difference to make or break a season. And this graphic is pretty amazing. What it shows is the current snow cover today versus February 22nd. February 22nd, March 1st. February 22nd, March 1st. And it's not over. It's just beginning. Here's your snowfall analysis for the last 48 hours. You can see some snow moving into the Sierras, 4 to 6 inches for many of the high elevations. Some light snow in central Nevada, heavy snow throughout all of the mountains in our region, as well as some heavy snow in Wyoming and the Cascades, the big winter with 8 to 10 inches in some regions. There's some lingering snow in northern Maine, which will continue on the models. Potential for severe storms as heavy rain across the south continues, as well as severe weather. So the tornado watch is not over. A slow-moving front will focus hazardous weather across the south over the next few days, with a broad threat for flash flooding and renewed chances for river flooding across the southeast. Severe thunderstorms are possible each day, progressing from parts of Texas eastward across the Gulf Coast through midweek. And storm warnings and watches are up. Flood warnings and watches are up for most of Georgia and all of these rivers in Alabama and Mississippi. along the entire Mississippi from Missouri south. Snow warnings and watches for northern Maine, high wind warnings and watches for Montana and Wyoming, and some flood warnings for the North Sierras. So click on your county for more information at weather.gov and be part of the Weather Ready Nation. Let's check the new models. They have changed dramatically since just a few hours ago, where you can see two systems actually burying the Northeast. The first one moving in here, if you keep your eye on the Northeast, Friday, Saturday. And then the second system coming in right there next weekend. And if these models hold true, it's going to end a lot of the drought in the Catskill region in northern New York. All the way down to Philly should get some snow. Southern New Jersey on this model. West Virginia mountains picking up record snow. Snow all the way down into North Carolina here. And Tennessee mountains. And snow extending all the way down into Mexico through March 20th. So we're going to keep a close eye on this wet pattern because it's showing heavy snow in the Sierras in two bursts. The first one coming this weekend, Saturday through Sunday, should be heavy snow in the Sierras, as well as our region, as that system moves its way to the northeast, and then a second system to bury the Sierras next weekend. So we're going to keep a close eye on this developing heavy snow for the upper Midwest, the Northeast, and the West as we enter March. Seismic update. The entire planet is swelling. Mid-ocean ridges are ringing. We have a 5.0 in the Greenland Sea. Here at another mid-ocean ridge, 4.9. More mid-ocean ridge activity with an aftershock in the South Sandwich Islands. More mid-ocean ridge activity west of Macquarie Island. And then up in the Aleutians, we have some volcanic activity on the Ring of Fire, which would lead us to believe that there's going to be some activity on the Reykjanes Ridge, and maybe this will be the factor that ticks that volcano off. And we're entering that 180 phi angle, the danger zone, in the next 24 hours. So keep a close eye on the planet. And we'll keep a close eye on Reykjanes Ridge, Mount Thunberg. Some seismic uptick. And that seismic unrest has just begun on March 1st. I haven't been able to get any recent data, but you can see a continuing uptick in seismic activity as the inflation at Reykjanes Ridge and the volcanoes in Iceland continue to swell in that southwestern portion of the island. It's actually the southern tip. So we'll keep a close eye on that and keep you informed. Now, what we do have is a major eruptions coming from the most active volcano in the world, Mount Merapi. We've had 3 20,000 plus foot explosions. And the one we're about to watch is filled with volcanic lightning, which we've just been talking about at great length. So this is one of the major explosions that just kicked off from Merapi, and keep a close eye on the ionization, which is occurring now, and the lightning will begin shortly. And so the paper, there it is. Keep a close eye. It's everywhere. Now, the paper we recently showed you yesterday is claiming that this is from radon gas ionizing up to 80 times the normal levels in clouds, the electricity here. Isn't that right, Graham? Good lady. And so just gorgeous pictures here coming out from Merapi. Gorgeous but deadly. Local communities covered in ash. Pyroclastic flows are ongoing. And 3 eruptions in the last 48 hours have occurred over 20,000 feet. So this is an ongoing event. And the links will be below for you to check it out. Check out the volcanic lightning and some of the pyroclastic flows. And just the imagery is spectacular. So check out the links. Worldwide Volcano News Update. We don't have any really other volcanic activity of note. There is some of the puffing coming from Merapi. A spectacular explosion has been recorded. And we have Popo puffing to 21,000. More explosions from Merapi. Kuchino Rabu, Klucheskov is still flaming like a firecracker. Rapehu in New Zealand increased seismic activity. So lots to think about, as we're already thinking about lots. I could fall to my death. High stakes for tightrope ace Nick Wallenda of the Flying Wallendas as he prepares to walk over an active volcano. Well, here are 5 things you need to know about Nick Wallenda's high wire walk across the volcano. It's 18. He's going to walk about a quarter mile over a flaming lava pit, and he intends to look down. That's all you need to know. Maybe the dumbest thing that any human has ever done, but walking a tightrope for Nick Walenda is like walking on the ground. So it's more of a stunt than an actual stunt. But if there's a high wind gust or a bee stings him or he has a cramp, you know, 900 feet out over the center of the caldera, ugh, well, it certainly will be a sight. Survivors from the MK Ultra program come together to sue the federal government. Google is suppressing our site. Well, what else is new? The facts most people don't know is the U.S. government disclosed the existence of a program that was being secretly performed on the American people for years. Now, survivors and the families of the MK Ultra brainwashing program run by Dr. Ewan Cameron at McGill University in Montreal in the 50s and 60s have banded together to bring the horrors of this program more fully into the public eye. It's currently considered conspiracy theory and we're all just crazy, nuts. But it's fact. And they're planning a class action lawsuit against the provincial and federal governments, an initiative which lawyer Alan Stein feels optimistic about. I believe we can claim moral damages as a result of the experiments when Dr. Cameron used these people as guinea pigs, says lawyer Alan Stein. Well, good luck to those folks. Big news, protein discovered in a meteorite. Now, amino acids or portions of amino acids have been found in meteorites, but this is the first long chain protein. There it is. You're looking at it. It's unlike anything on Earth. A team of researchers from Plex Corporation, Berker Scientific LLC, and Harvard have found evidence of a protein inside a meteorite. They've written a paper describing their findings and have uploaded it to the arXiv preprint server. That's arXiv preprint server. In prior research, scientists have found organic materials such as sugars and some other molecules considered to be precursors to amino acids in both meteorites and comets, and fully formed amino acids have been found in comets and meteorites as well. But until now, no single protein has been found inside of an extraterrestrial object until this one, which came to Earth in 1990. So, big news. There are proteins flying around space, and they probably came here to make us. Imagine that. That is our ancestor. Archaeology intern unearths spectacular 2,000-year-old silver Roman dagger. And after months of restoring this with sandblasting and other techniques, here it is in its full glory, and it is amazing. This is coming from the time of Christ, 35 BC to 45 AD, and it is a spectacular piece of craftsmanship and deadly. What do you think? You want to know how to build a squash arch? I do, which is why I found this article. And it seems that all you really need is a cattle panel that you bend over and some squash seeds. And you can get that. This is a low arching cattle panel squash arch. Cattle panels are about $15. They're 16 foot by 4 foot, very heavy, like 8 gauge galvanized, and they bend well and they hold lots of weight. So that's a good way to get started on with real cheap. These cattle panels cost about $15 at your local ag supply, and you can make your own squash arch. You can also makeshift some arch. Just make sure it's sturdy. It can hold hundreds of pounds of squash weight. And you can have this glorious look in your garden. And we're going to try to go for that this year. It's anyone's guess where we'll get. One thing we want to point out, coming this Saturday, March 7th, the San Luis Valley Seed Exchange, a once-in-a-lifetime event where you can drive to the middle of nowhere and meet like-minded people far away from the woofloo and share seeds and share knowledge in a comfortable, relaxing environment that's family-friendly, and we're sharing knowledge in abundance. You know how much it costs? Nothing. Welcome to the 10th annual free San Luis Valley Seed Exchange, which will be held at Joyful Journey Hot Spring and Spa, where you can get naked and go in a hot spring. What else would you need? The SLV Seed Exchange is going back to its roots, and the Crestone Energy Fair is going to be there, as well as a number of amazing speakers and vendors. Let's check out the lineup. I just clicked it. I just clicked the schedule there, and there it is. Oh, my goodness. It's that easy. And look, there's plants growing. Here it is. Green Earth Farms are going to be speaking from 10:30 to 11 with 15-minute Q&A. Tom McCracken is a founding member of the Colorado Organic Producers Association, which lobbied for the establishment of a Colorado Organic Certification Program. You go, Tom. Miss Penn's Mountain Seed and Smart Greenhouse LLC, they're going to be talking from 11:30 to 12 with 15 minutes of Q&A. Miss Penn's Mountain Seed is a small, high-altitude bioregional seed company. That sounds amazing. Serving the mountain people. That would be me. Penn is a tomato specialist and has over 200 varieties of adapting tomatoes to the holy grail of the mountains. I need to get me some of those. So amazing stuff going. Save Salida Seed Library is going to do a presentation at 12:30 about seed saving. Valley Education Garden Initiative Veggie is going to talk at 1:10 to 1:30. So it doesn't matter what time you get here. Hummingbird Horizons will be a talk. Chris Ivers, Rio Grande Water Conservation. On and on. Kurt Jones from the CSU Extension. Learn how to get hemp seeds and potato starts and on and on. Plus, there are going to be tons of cool vendors, and there's going to be seeds. I will have free seeds and free weeds. That's how I do it. I do it big. Now, before we end tonight's show, I want to end with this video on an upcoming movie that we all need to see and share with our loved ones. Take a look.
Nearly every day, we hear dire predictions about climate change from the media establishment, Hollywood, and politicians. They tell us that the world is coming to an end because normal human activity is raising the temperature to dangerous levels. To avoid a hellish apocalypse, they warn us we must immediately change our lifestyles and our very way of life. But are these sensational claims based on solid?
No, but we expected that to happen. Now, wouldn't we? We would expect to get cut off right in the middle of this video.
Empirical science. Do the facts line?
What we're talking about is the Climate Hustle 2. And as this parses up, we're going to get on it.
Line up with the hype? Well, an increasing number of scientists are becoming skeptical. We covered what many of these scientists had to say in our first groundbreaking film, Climate Hustle. From overhyped claims about severe weather events, temperatures, rising sea levels, and even
Yeah, next time that'll go better. Please check out the trailer for yourself and give him a thumbs up. Tell him that the Oppenheimer Ranch sent you here so that CFAC knows that we're part of the solution and the mainstream is part of the problem. Did you know that polar bears have reached record levels since we first discovered them in the 1960s? The mainstream media doesn't seem to know that, but you should. So join us at the San Luis Valley Seed Fair. Meet Diamond and other awesome people. Get free seeds and free weeds. And that's a boom to Pickle Rick. Hope you got something out of the video. Snow's coming, and we're not bumming because we need a few more feet, according to Greg up in the Upper Blanco. Keep an eye to the sky. And if you want to know about what's happening in your local county, go to weather.gov and click on your county for watches and warnings in your region. Be safe. Time is now to start to prepare for the inevitable. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. Be prepared, not scared. We love you.